to whom it may concern. I am writing this because clearly you've noticed my absence from all things involving the family, which has benefited you as you have gossiped, slandered and defamed me and my family. Surprisingly, I have yet to have one single person reach out to me and ask me about my life, if I'm okay, if I'm abused or if they can help me in any way. Yet multiple of you have reached out to government officials pretending you are concerned for the safety of me and my daughter. 13 years ago I married your son, and I knew you weren't happy about that, but I had no idea you actually wanted bad things for us, and would work to make sure those things happened. I know now you have been spreading lies about me and my marriage since the beginning. I'm sure it was difficult for you to explain how Micah and I were still together after so many years of you making up stories to tell other people about us. On top of that, we were thriving in every way possible. Now that I know all of this, I feel relief. I see the patterns and how much work was put into painting me as a bad person, and I am very relieved that I don't have to do that to anyone. I don't have to paint you, Catherine, or anyone else in a bad light, because your light is your light. Good or bad, it will be seen for what it is. Sure, things can be masked for a while, but eventually the truth will come out. To be very clear, my silence as you have worked to destroy my entire world is in no way due to fear or cowardice on my part. Why would I fear someone who chooses the most innocent and helpless people, children, to take out their anger on? I have refused to lower myself to the level of those who do not deserve my attention, but I will not stay silent any longer. As I was shown the evil that is present in our daily lives disguised as family and friends, I struggled to wrap my mind around it all, but now I am at peace about it. I have peace knowing that we do not believe in the same God or share any other beliefs. We're in no way alike. No book would convince me that it's okay to harm children, and I will not be persuaded to believe the love described in the Bible is anything other than abuse. Very clear and toxic abuse. Does memorizing words written by someone else and then using it to shame and judge those around you make you feel superior to everyone? I can confidently tell you that you're in no way superior to me. Deciding to not live life while telling everyone else how to live this sounds miserable to me, but that's your choice. I believe the Bible is a tool that people use to help excuse their ugly, hateful behavior and beliefs. It is eagerly accepted by those who want to force their children to obey without question and not only accept abuse in all forms but think they deserve it. Of course, this isn't true for all those who believe the Bible. Most are good people who were once little innocent children that believed what they were told, as were their parents, I'm sure, but the cycle has to end, and it ends here. Why do you believe that babies and children have bad intentions? My guess is because you can't imagine another way of thinking besides your own, so you believe everyone is plotting and working to destroy those around them, but in reality it is just you doing that. Most people want good things for those they love. Children love their parents unconditionally and they accept everything they are told by their parents as truth. To tell children they are sinners and don't deserve love, but should be thankful God gives it anyway, is sickening. It takes a special kind of evil to do what you continue to do. Sure, you know how to pretend and perform so others think you are caring and loving, but God knows your heart. He knows your actual intentions as well as mine. That is why I am not fearful even with the level of crazy you have gone to. It's been shown in all the stories and movies we've heard and seen our entire lives, the bad guy never wins. So I'm not sure why you think all of this will end well for you. Maybe because you have a huge family that believes everything you tell them and they are willing to sacrifice anyone and everyone so they stay in your good graces. Eventually though, just like us, they will start to break free and see the truth. Your tactics to try and make me feel insecure did have an upside though. It made sure Grace didn't form an attachment to you or any other family members, so thank you for not going out of your way to come see us or be helpful after she was born. The fact that she has had little to no contact with your family has allowed her to have a healthy and strong self-confidence along with amazing boundaries with others. All things you don't allow people close to you to have. I'm very proud of my family and the people we are. We do not use shame, guilt or fear in our home. There is no name-calling, spanking, or hitting in our household. Unless you visit us, then our daughter watches as her grandmother looks through our kitchen drawers trying to find a wooden spoon to hit her adopted children with. Grace was shocked when you told her what you were going to do. You chuckled, and I could not explain to her why you would do that. There is no explanation, no excuse and no love in that way of parenting. Yes, over the years we have had our issues, but a lot of those issues stem from a child only seeing conflict handled one way his entire life. When you are called stupid, hit in the face, told you are bad, food taken away as punishment, made to stand there while being screamed at and berated, unable to speak up for yourself, hit and spanked while everyone gathered around to watch. That was what Micah thought love was, because you told him that with your words and actions. He was and is more afraid to dishonor you than he was of being beaten. An adult constantly asks a child, "Do you want to die?" This is a small child we are talking about who lived in fear, not knowing if he would be able to eat on a consistent basis, or if he would drive his mother to beat him to death. Other things said to him regularly include, "Want me to knock your teeth down your throat? How would you like to die? What are you, stupid, lazy? You dummy? I ought to knock your head off. You little pipsqueak. You good for nothing. Must be hard to be so stupid. You might not live to see another day. Ungrateful little shit. Shit for brains. How about I beat some sense into you? Look at me when I'm talking to you. I'm going to knock that stupid look off your face." Even though that is what his childhood was filled with, he never once raised his voice to our daughter. He never called her anything but Grace and Princess. He never saw her as a burden or as bad. They were always excited and happy to see each other, even if they only spent time apart because they were sleeping. They laughed together non-stop, had dance parties every day, and had the kind of relationship that girls like me, who didn't have a dad, wish we could have had. I married an incredibly strong man. In spite of the amount of work you put into breaking his spirit, deep down he's still the little boy who just wants love and acceptance from his parents, and you refused to give him that. You were supposed to love him and teach him. Instead he was shamed and asked, "How old are you? What are you, stupid?" Like he should just come out of the womb with all the knowledge of an adult. He continues to hold out hope that you aren't who you have shown us you are. He has repeatedly reached out to you thinking you didn't realize how your lies would devastate our lives, and each response has been colder and more clear than the last. Still he hopes as he heals that he is going to one day be acceptable to you. He has been incredibly brave while he is learning how to process his emotions, something he was not able to do as a child, and he should have been taught. You'd think someone with a master's degree in child psychology would know that. I mean, if a high school dropout with a GED who comes from a background like mine knows it, how could a person of your caliber not? Of course you know all of that, and that is why I believe you are evil. I've come to understand that narcissists do not feel most emotions, and especially not empathy, so they have none. They do, however, over time study those around them and they learn how to fake the other emotions. I'm sure it's things like this that has had you disliking me from the beginning. Micah and I are both truth tellers, and that is a narcissist's biggest fear, the truth. The accusations made were beyond shocking, and it showed who you truly are as a person, as a mother and as a grandmother. I hope none of you ever experience what we experienced because of the lies you have told. I hope you and your children never have your door bashed in the middle of the night, and have guns pointed at you. I hope you are never slammed onto the ground, and your arms jerked up behind you while a sheriff's deputy says horrible things to you as your child watches and cries. You did that to my family by knowingly telling lies and reporting things that anyone who knew us would never think to be true. Using and making heroin and meth and driving all over the country delivering it to people. Neither of us has ever done such a thing or had anything in our past remotely close to those claims. We drove to Illinois to get Lucas and chose not to see any of you because of the reasons listed above. By the time we were back in Texas, you guys had started spreading those lies. I called Catherine and told her how horrible it was to say such things and how accusations like that can ruin lives. I told her not to speak about my family again. She said she was Micah's family, and then she took steps to make sure he lost the two people he loved most. I know God had me experience the sick, twisted things you do to everyone close to you because part of my purpose in this life is to heal those you personally have destroyed. Micah won't be the last one that comes to me and finds a safe place to process and heal. I believe it was thought out, and with malicious intentions, that you spent years in school to become part of the system that is supposed to protect children, but rarely ever does. You know exactly what to say and do so that they don't listen to a kid saying he is abused by you. Why become foster parents and adopt children when your children are all grown, and everyone who knows you can't stand them? You play the role of a good-hearted woman who is saving kids from unfit parents, but the sad, sick truth is you made a point to take in children who have already lived some sort of trauma at an early age just so you could abuse them and traumatize them yourself. Then of course, if they are brave enough to speak up about what you do to them, like Jackson was, you know all the right things to say about him to discredit him, and you have dozens of people that are willing to lie for you and throw an abused, mistreated kid into a mental hospital so then no one takes what he says seriously. We have learned firsthand how corrupt the county we live in is, that they can and will falsify records, break down your door without a warrant, and when they find nothing they will plant the evidence to cover their own asses, and move forward in the legal process of ruining your life and taking away your child. We have learned a lot about life through this experience, and just like we discovered who you really are, we discovered the same about those in control of our government on every level. Jackson told authorities multiple times he was being abused. He even ran away and hid outside in the snow for 6 hours and almost got hypothermia. He is quoted as saying he hadn't planned his escape well. Escape. Are you kidding me? The Wayne County Sheriff's Department repeatedly failed Jackson, as did Richland County DCFS. The list of those who have taken an oath to protect children but ignored his claims and not investigated properly goes on, and please know there is a list. I know you don't have a conscience, but eventually those around you that you have brainwashed will grow, one and slowly the next and the next. It's going to be very lonely when all you have is your anger and made up stories about everyone. I fully trust in the universe and how the truth will be known, so there is no space for anger or fear in my life. If I allow your actions and words to affect me, I am giving you power over me. Your thoughts and beliefs about me are yours, and the energy spent trying to tear my family apart will be shifted to our benefit. I have peace about all of this because I know that people always get what they deserve, and I look forward to the day you do.